evening. Here is top news newsletter, starting with the headline. The Syrian army kills more terrorists, establishes control on several areas. Al-Jafari Moscow meeting positive. The so-called ISIL attacks in Egypt, Sinai killed 29. The Syrian army established full control in Pharaoh lands in their northern countryside, killing a large number of terrorists and destroying their weapons. The army destroyed dens of the terrorists and their warehouse for weapons, in addition to the number of heavy vehicles in Tel Shab. The army and armed forces directly concentrated a strike against the Takfiri terrorists in Douma, Zamalka, Jobar, and Harasta in Damascus countryside and killed more than 18 terrorists in the so-called Liwa al-Fajr al-Ummah organization. Popular resistance in the eastern region continued its operation against the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria terrorists who behead the safe citizens. Members of the popular resistance also clashed with the so-called ISIL terrorists in Al Mayadin area and Deir ez-Zor countryside and eliminated 6 of them. Units of the army and armed forces killed terrorists and injured others in Tel Abu Sanabil, Shartuh, Tel Bisa, and Al Jafar village in a western area and Homs countryside. Head of the Syrian government's delegation to Moscow consultative meeting on Syria, Dr. Bashar al-Jafari, said that Syrian delegation had been positive and open all through the consultative sessions, in stark contrast to the opposition's delegation. He added that the consultative meeting have been convinced at all served to break the deadlock which had been there all along since the start of the crisis. Describing the meeting as a positive, Al-Jafari said that it created a state of communication among opposition figures who had previously rebuffed the idea of holding talks with the government. Commenting on the outcomes of the meeting, Al-Jafari said it's natural that there had been no full results as the meeting was preparatory and consultative. He noted that some opposition figures in their personal capacity have opposed the idea of endorsing Moscow principles in the last minute, coming up with unconvincing justifications that surprised the Russian side. Al-Jafari noted the opposition's divisions which were in display during the talks and said, "Not for once did we listen to a unified position by the oppositions, not even on the humanitarian issues." Al-Jafari pointed to an agreement with the Russian friends to resuming consultations for a future meeting whose date is to be set at a later time. At least 29 people were killed and 47 others injured in multiple attacks that targeted military and security sites in Egypt's Sinai Peninsula. 3 bombing targeted military and security sites in the city of Aish had left 20 people killed and 36 others wounded, but no official death toll has been given yet. The state television said later that 1 officer and 1 soldier were injured in a separate attacks on a checkpoint in North Sinai. ISIL Egypt wing claimed responsibility for a series of attacks. These terrorists claimed responsibility for each of 4 attacks that took place in North Sinai and the Suez province within hours of one another on Thursday nights. Hezbollah Secretary General Sayed Hassan Nasrallah is to deliver a speech. He will declare the resistance stance on the Israeli attack in the Syrian Jordan town of Al-Qunaitira. Sayed Nasrallah will speak during a ceremony held by Hezbollah in Sayed Shuhada complex in Al-Dahiya to pay a tribute to martyrs who were killed in the terrorist Israeli attack which took place on January 18. Hezbollah targeted an Israeli convoy in Shaba farms, destroying several vehicles and inflicted losses upon the occupation enemy. The operation claimed the lives of an officer and a soldier and injured 7 other soldiers. Israeli media are awaiting Sayyid Nasrullah's speech, especially after the immense reports analyzing the Shabab Farms operation. In Iraqi view, the so-called Islamic State in Iraq terrorist groups killed the senior Kurdish commander and 5 other fighters in a major attack in Iraq's Kirkuk province. Brigadier General Sherkorov and 5 other members of Kurdish Peshmerga forces were killed in a clash, while 46 more were wounded, the police officer said. In the Iranian viewpoint, the chairman of Iran's National Security and Foreign Policy Committee of Iran stressed that Iran always stands by the security in Lebanon and the region. Bruggerdi, who arrived Thursday in Lebanon, noted that Al-Qunay terrorist attack proves that the Zionist entity doesn't have a limit to its crimes. The Iranian official said that the developments in Lebanon demonstrate unity and understanding among its factions, and that Iran supports these political directions. He added that united front must be formed to confront the terrorist threats all over the world. That's all for today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Inas Ahmed. Good night.